was mean, precipitation, no perspiration, terminal velocity.
BBN, Jack Frost, what's up, party people? Hey, before the video even start, hit that like and subscribe, and while you at it, join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. All right, so this story is another tragic story. Look, when we talk about people being confronted by the police, and then the police showing or asking for ID, and then people not acquiescing to the police's demands, and then things happening crazy, you got to understand, one of the main reasons why police ask for ID is because they're trying to find, well, they're supposed to. I can't speak for everyone because some people just do not do their job appropriately, obviously. Some people are racist, obviously. But what is supposed to be happening is they're supposed to be trying to make sure that the people that they're running into on the streets are not delinquent from any kind of charge that they might have a warrant out on them, or in some cases they might be escaped prisoners. So anyway, in Louisiana, an inmate escaped from prison. It was said that he had then kidnapped an assistant warden's daughter. The inmate's name was Deltra Henderson. He's 39. He was actually in prison serving a 30-year sentence because he was a felon, and he had got convicted of armed robbery, aggravated burglary, and cocaine distribution in 2001, and he wasn't due to even be able to get parole until 2025. So this is, I'm gonna assume, a pretty desperate man, but he had already served quite some time in prison, and the reason in which why he was able to even gain an opportunity to have an escape is because he was afforded certain privileges, whereas he worked, I'm guessing, on the grounds or outside. And this wasn't a prison like from like the movies that we see, like in Prison Break. This was more like a prison that this was in Louisiana, so the prisons over there are a lot different from the prisons that would be up north. I'm assuming. I haven't spent much time in prison. I haven't spent any time in actual prison. So he had certain duties where I'm guessing he had to work I'm not going to say the fields, but he had to work the grounds, and he used this opportunity to escape or attempt an escape. And upon him attempting an escape, the first thing that he did was he came across a young lady, the warden's stepdaughter, actually, and her name was Amanda Leigh Carney, and she was 19 years old, I believe, and she lived on the prison grounds with her family. And the assistant warden was her stepdad. His name was James Arnold. And so he kidnapped her and stole a car, and when that car crashed, or before or after, at some point, she wound up being stabbed to death. Then he continued his attempted escape, where he stole another car from another unwitting passerby that he saw. He ran into somebody else's house, I believe, and he stole their car. And then there was another chase, and then he went inside of another home, in which there was then a shootout. At some point, they say that he found a gun. It was in one of the homes, I'm assuming, that he somehow came across a weapon, and then there was a shootout. They said that they tried to actually get him or apprehend him without killing him. This is kind of hard for me to believe due to the fact of the murder that he just committed. So it's kind of hard for me to believe. But at the same time, if you have a convicted felon who is trying to escape from prison, and then in his escape from prison, he ends up being murdered, or he ends up being killed, or his life ends up expiring, there's not much that you can say positive about that situation in a whole, especially being as somebody else, an unwitting, innocent person, also died in the process. So there's not much that you can say positive about this whole situation. It's just effery. So all I can say is that we have to extend our condolences to the Arnold and the Carney family, and hope that they can get through this. And at the same time, they have to up their protocol for the prisoners that they have there that are allowed to work on the grounds, and You know, like how free was he allowed to be that he could have just, you know, ran off? Like what else could he have been doing, you know, prior to this particular incident that, you know, he might probably have not have been doing also. You know, that's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to place blame on anyone at all. Obviously, this was a gentleman that was in prison, and then he attempted to escape. I'm gonna leave the link in the description. The story is in the New York Post once again. Post, they just dropping some good knowledge on people, or not even knowledge, but they're just reporting good stories. And they got like a KFC article up here too. I might be having to get me some KFC pretty soon. You know, I keep seeing these KFC articles on the Post page. KFC, finger looking good. Anyway, so one, leave a comment down below. I want to know if y'all guys is and I'm not trying to make humor, but you know, you a Popeyes or a KFC guy. But leave comments down below. I want to know what y'all guys think about this whole prison escape. I mean, there's just something about it that seems a little weird to me, but we'll wait and we'll see what else actually comes out about this. I'll try to stay up on top of this. If I hear anything worth reporting, I'll report it. If I just hear BS, I'm not even gonna waste my time. But I just feel like there's just a little bit more involved in this particular situation, you know, just a little bit more. You know, he served the majority of his time. I don't know. There's just a little bit more. I just feel like there's just a little bit more behind this than, you know, that's currently being reported. So leave your comments down below. I want to know what y'all think about this. Like, comment, subscribe, join the notification squad, #BronxBombers. And that's all I got on this one. I'm out.